And the question is that the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Richmond.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And I too rise to speak on the private member's motion on Police Week put forward by the member for Wide Bay. And I note his and indeed all the Speaker's commitment to honouring those police who've lost their lives in the line of duty, and indeed the shared commitment of all members of Parliament in honouring that. All Australians were deeply saddened and heartbroken by the tragic events that unfolded in Victoria last week. On Tuesday, we learned that two Victorian police officers, Detective Leading Senior Constable Neil Thompson and Senior Constable Vadim Devar, were cruelly and senselessly killed in the line of duty. And I honour these officers and recognise their dedication and courage and share in the grief that's felt right across our nation. I extend my heartfelt sympathies to the families of these officers as well as the entire police family. Police officers understand the risks they face every time they put their uniforms on. They know these risks can have an absolutely devastating impact. Yet despite this, police show up. They show up during the darkest moments in people's lives, and they do what needs to be done. In Victoria, these families have faced the worst nightmare imaginable: the fear that someone they know who is so dedicated and so selfless could be taken from them so suddenly. The families of the two Victorian police officers who lost their lives in the line of duty and another who was seriously injured are now enduring a form of grief that no one should ever have to face. Our thoughts are also with the emergency services who responded to this unthinkable crime, and our hearts go out to the families, friends and colleagues of all those officers. Of course, this tragedy underscores the significance of Police Week 2025, which begins across Australia on Saturday 13th of September with the 16th annual wall-to-wall ride for remembrance. And Deputy Speaker, on Monday the 29th of September, we will observe National Police Remembrance Day. And on this day, we honour the men and women of the service who have made the ultimate sacrifice. And together we must ensure that their legacies are preserved. As a former police officer, I've seen, and as I know many of my colleagues who are former police officers have seen firsthand, the challenges, complexities and confronting situations that officers face daily while serving their communities. Police are often called to dangerous and traumatic incidents, including fatalities and horrific tragedies. And indeed, these challenges are especially pronounced in regional areas and close-knit communities like mine on the New South Wales Far North Coast. And Police Remembrance Day is a time for all of us to reflect on the very real risks our officers face every day. It's a moment to honour the lives and memories of those who've lost their lives, tragically cut short, whilst protecting others. It is a very solemn and deeply important day for police officers, their loved ones and the wider police family. Deputy Speaker, I also pay tribute to the enduring work of Police Legacy, an incredible organisation that provides support to police legatees across the nation. Police Legacy was set up to provide support and services and financial assistance to the families of police officers who pass away, whether it's on or off duty, whatever the circumstances may be. The services and programs led by Police Legacy are designed to meet the needs of those they support and provide specialist care to ensure that legatees do not face grief, bereavement and life challenges alone. I also wish to acknowledge the tireless efforts of all police associations, unions and the Police Federation of Australia who work to represent and support Australian police officers. Deputy Speaker, in my electorate of Richmond, I acknowledge all our local police who serve and protect our community. I know firsthand the outstanding work they do. And on Police Remembrance Day, I encourage everyone, locally and across the country, to take a moment to reflect on the vital role police officers play in all of our communities, across all of our states and territories, and indeed right across the nation. Ask everyone to take that time to reflect. Because Monday the 29th of September is a day for all of us to recognise their service, appreciate their dedication and, most importantly, to remember those who've made the ultimate sacrifice to keep all of us safe. So we must always remember that it's with honour they served and that we will never forget their service. And Deputy Speaker, I commend the motion to the House. And as I said, I thank the member for Wide Bay for putting forward this motion, and to all of my colleagues who have spoken. It's important that we all remember the outstanding work of our local police and reflect and remember all of those who've lost their lives in the line of duty.